Really glad that I'm able to complete my exams and join back to family. And it's all the more overwhelming to see all our family members again connecting to us. Well, today, only being read is dated 14/9/1975. Be constantly seated on immortal throne and as an embodiment of master great death, use the power to back up to become victorious. Do you experience yourselves to be in the powerful stage where you are able to overcome every situation? Only those who have the stage of a master almighty authority are easily able to overcome any powerful situation that day by day, even though matter situations will appear to be more and more fearsome. Until now, situations have only been ordinary. Matter is yet to adopt a fearsome form through which there especially be unexpected calamity. At present, you are able to know in advance, but what will be the fearsome form of matter? All the elements of nature will together suddenly attack at the same time. No kind of physical instrument will be able to save. In fact, physical things will take on a form of abstain in order to face the fearsome form of matter. What particular thing do you need most? Only when you stabilize yourself on the seat of the immortal throne, in the stage of immortal image, and as an embodiment of master great death, will you be able to face everything with the Father, the great death. In order to witness the great destruction, you will have to become a master great death. What is the easy way to become a master great death? The way to become an immortal image is to be constantly seated on the immortal throne. If there is the slightest body consciousness, then, like sudden death, you will be defeated by a sudden attack. Just as the five elements of the nature adopt a fearsome form, in the same way, the five vices will also adopt their powerful form and try to attack you final war in a very subtle. That is, Maya and nature will make their final stand with full force. Just as in a physical war, the final scene may be one that brings about sorrow, or it could even be one that increases your courage. So too we, for weak soul, this scene would bring about sorrow, whereas for Master Almighty Authority Soul, it would be a scene that creates courage and enthusiasm. At that time, in order to have the stage that you were just told about, what special power would you, what power do you need in the game of victory and defeat of just a second? So this is the second game of victory. So what power do you need? That's what I'm to tell us. At such a time, the power to back up is essential. So what should happen to thoughts of body consciousness and the thoughts of the circumstances of the physical world. You also have to pack away the upheaval of those thoughts. You have to pack away all thoughts of the body and all physical related to the body, as well as thoughts of attaining physical facilities that you might need. There should not be the slightest expansion of any thought other than thought of returning home. There should be thought that you are now about to return to your home. No connection or relative of the body should bring you down. Those who have visions at this time period on the basis of the vision, I, the soul, am flying even beyond the element of sky. In the same way, Jnani and Yogi soul will also have the same experience. At that time, you will not receive any help from trance. You need to have support of knowledge and yoga. For this, practice being seated on the immortal throne from now. You will then be able to experience the bodiless stage whenever you with the yoga of the intellect, take support of the body whenever you wish. From now on, use the blessing of may you be bodiless. How would you take Srimad at such a time? Through a telephone or a telegram or a wireless set? You need to have a wireless, but it's set it ready for Baba. How would you set the wireless to become completely white? Is setting for the wire. The slightest trace of white would make the wireless set completely useless. Therefore, become your own checker in a very subtle way. Only then will you be able to be victorious and face the final attack of 5 white. Instead of attacking you, the same nature will bring scenes of congratulation in front. Bugles of victory will be heard in all directions, and the beats of the rosary of victory of Babdada will be revealed to the world. The entire world will chant the slogan, may you be immortal. Are you ready for such a time? Will time make you ready, or will you be over time? What title would you give to those who wake up on time? If you wake up on time, or think that time will make you ready, or that you will become that on time, then instead of being part of the Brahmin clan, you will become part of the warrior clan. Therefore, do not take that support. Do you understand? You ask what is going to happen in the future, whether destruction will take place or not. If those who are to ignite the flames of destruction have this upheaval, then there would be upheaval in the plans created by the souls who are the instruments to bring about destruction. Instrumental souls wonder whether something will happen or not, whether it will happen now or when it will happen. But there will be doubts. Same way, souls who are to bring about destruction have the same opinion about whether to do something now or later, or whether to do something or to do it at all. Just as the picture is the memorial of giving a finger of cooperation to lift the iron edged mountain, in the same way, all the souls who are instruments to bring about destruction should have the determined thought that it has to, unless everyone's finger of determined thought has been given, the task of destruction will remain unfinished. The iron edged mountain is to finish with these fingers. To those who face the fears of home with the stage of being master grade, to those who make matter subservient and are seated on their immortal throne, to the children who have a right to all attainments from the Father, Bab-Dada's love, remembrance, and love, remembrance, and namaste from we children to Bab. Om Let's turn these points in the mind and share our experiences. Couple of Shan. Feel free to mute and let's share our points. Okay, let me summarize this in the form of questions rather than direct answer. So Baba has shared some points which would answer to these questions. So what should be our stage at the time of destruction? Question one. Two is the destruction would take place in the form of dash and dash. Third, what should be our stage when at the time of destruction?
Master Almighty Authority.
Yes. And our state should be that of immortal death. And Baba Baba has answered the question how to attain that situation, how to attain that stage, what should be the thought. And we would not have any physical support from anybody. In fact, the physical support would create obstacles. So, what should be the connect? How should we attain that connection from Father directly? How to have that wireless set ready? So, probably you can turn on these questions and answer out.
Om Shanti, Vinod
Good
Bhai.
morning, brother. Om Shanti.
Nice to see after a long time back to the divine family. Very great feeling. Today, Murli, Baba has told us to be seated on the immortal throne, Akal Takht par, Akal Murat Atma, to be in the incorporeal stage. Then we are cut off from the outer world and any kind of turbulence which is happening outside, and we are stable inside, deep inside. We are stable on this immortal throne. Om Shanti.
Shanti, yeah. So Baba talked about that wireless set. So Baba says we should not have the slightest trace of any vices. Even we have, slightest trace that would deceive us at the time of need. The wireless connection or the wireless set completely become useless. So it's a checking point that Baba is given for us to check in a subtle way, just to see if there is any slightest trace of vices left inside. Oh, Shanti.
Yes, correct, brother. Anybody would like to elaborate as to how a voiceless situation would help us to have that wireless connection with Baba? It is just our understanding and imagination as to how a
If you just
voiceless stage. Yes, sister, please.
Om Shanti. See, there is something called as purity or something called as clarity. So they have a particular, what kind of say, a dimension. So in such a kind of dimension, if anything else is mixed with it, you will see there is no clarity at all in that. Similarly, in the soul, which is said to be pure, which is said to be crystal clear, which is said to be all the 5 vices or 5 or 10 vices, whatever Baba mentions, it brings in a total kind of mixture of alloy in it. So that kind of sparkling gold which you generally see in a soul is the gold thing diminishes and it slowly starts reacting. So this is the kind of thing where Baba speaks how vices attract the soul, whether it be anger or lust or everything. They have got their own role to play in really stacking about this impurity. Similarly, if you see in a wireless set, I don't know the science of a wireless set. I know if every part or everything is there, you will not be able to get connected, or you will speak, the other person cannot hear, or there will be some other things coming in between. The two voices cannot be heard between. So that also there cannot be clarity. What I am saying and what the other person is saying cannot be clear. So that science of a wireless set, which can work even in an invention can science, will definitely also affect the soul. So even though I've transformed, I've got everything ready, I'm sitting on waiting to communicate over there. Every thing of any small progeny even of the vice can definitely affect. So that's why one of the thing given by Baba Tayat is nirvikari, for to become an elevated personality. So I don't know the science behind it, but I know how definitely it can affect. So how we can be Sampurna Nirvikari in order to really have a perfect communication. Om Shanti.
Thank you,
Uh,
sister. Yes, Brother.
Yeah, just adding on to what Sister has said, Kirijaben has said. Yeah, so this purity is a very big topic to cover, and Baba being the ocean of pure, right? When we have the slightest trace of impurity within us, that means it's a rust or alloy mixed in the soul. So as we know, when rust on a piece of iron, right, then the attraction towards the magnet become powerless, right? And here, when we become completely voiceless, that means there is no sign of rust on the soul. So which means we will be attracted to Baba eventually. I mean, when the soul is that much pure. And I think that connection is going to make the soul powerful, and we make that soul master almighty authority. And then, all the, we know that calamities, when calamity comes right towards the end, everything is going to come, even the vices and the all five elements all going to attack. So when we get to that stage, when we reach that pure stage, right, the highest stage of purity, that's when we will be saved, from that. I mean, yeah, that's what is my understanding. Oh, Shanti, thank you.
Yes, Brother, very well said. Sister as well explained very well. Brother carried it on forward. So we will be able to probably attract those thoughts from Baba and also cooperate to the thoughts of those instrumental souls who are meant to create destruction, who are allowed to bring in destruction. So if we even remember this, the soul would not be in despair or sadness or sorrow. It would be strong, and we would know the way back to our homes very well and reach there fastly and easily. That is my understanding. Yes, if anybody have to share.
Actually, brother, we would like a little more churning on this. See, as that brother correctly said, the word purity, in our dictionary, it is such a different word. Like Baba says, just if you follow my disciplines, like, all those ordinary things, having a bath, or even having just brahmacharya is not great, because go and see the saints of today or even yesterday, there so many souls had followed all that. It's not that. So just see what is that echelons of purity which Baba is writing at. Why? Because in the final moment, as rightly said in the new Murli, not this fearsome, what we are seeing now, this kind of destruction is nothing. It is Maha destruction, great destruction. That is why today's Murli, what I really wanted churning is on this Mahakal. See, I have heard of this word Kal. Whenever, I've heard of this Ramayana and Mahabharat, they say, Kal ne kaha, Kal ke niche hum sab we are there. But when you see Mahakal, I remember that song we have, Anant hai, Akal hai, he's beyond time, he's beyond form, he's beyond this, who? Shiva. So I'm talking, even if you take Shiva, the gross level, he's got the third eye, he's got the snake, he's got the moon, he's got the Trishul. And they say there is nothing beyond Shiva, nothing. no element Shiva. So that is why, and not even beyond time. That's why we call him as Mahakal. That's what generally I take the meaning of Mahakal. But today in the Murli, when Baba is giving that reference, you are not just call him Mahakal. So just like you gave an example about purity, we would like you to really share and churn about what is this Mahakal which I have to bring in my thoughts. Okay, Akal Tak and all that ways of achieving is fine. But I know the little qualities of the Mahakal, the Kaleshwar and all. Could you please say what like qualities of the Mahakal should one have? How can I have that? Because I have to face the great destruction.
Surely, sister, I did understand the whole situation, the whole question, and I believe that there are going to be changes in one's thinking and what one's instrument, that's this body, itself is going to act in such a situation. And the Mahakal, the Kal, that is time, would bring in, could come in different rates of onset. I mean, if that's a very critical term, I would like to say in terms of speed, that destruction could happen in a second or in a microsecond or a millisecond or a minute. The Mahakal, I mean, if anything comes to us in day to day life in a very rapid pace, we would not be able to tolerate that. You know, for example, if the wind is blowing in a subtle manner, it is okay. But a gust of wind is coming at great knots per hour, we would already see the sound blowing, the winds, the trees uprooting. So it's the rate and the quantum of change that is happening. So at the same time, Mahakal would be of that nature in which the forces of destruction are in huge quantity and are changing in a very rapid manner. So our body systems, that's our way of our vision might not be able to probably catch them and understand that. Or our breathing or our heart. This is at the subtle level. It's at the body level, sorry, not at the subtle level. The subtle level is at the level of our thoughts and our subtle powers, our memory, our ability to understand situations and recall these fine words which we already have known, the immortal stage, and to remain in that stable stage. This is at the thought level. I believe there has to be a harmony that even when things are changing in a very big way and very rapidly, we should still be able to keep our instrument safe and going, and those thoughts of goodness and well-being and the final remembrance that we have to go to that final board has to be there, determined and strong. As Baba said, even the physical objects will probably be obstacles to us. The relationships, the items that we are using on a daily basis, they might also be creating, but we should still be able to reconcile ourselves with the situation and then make a final journey. This is a very quick thought process I had. So if elders do have certain ways and techniques or understanding of what just asked the Mahakal at the time of destruction, we should be able, we should be open to the journey. Yes, anybody, please.
Can I add one point, brother?
Yes, please. Go
Okay. Here, I think Mahakal. I mean, when Baba is bring about the destruction, Baba is the one who is the reason for the destruction. But this is what Baba wants us to become, because today in today's Murli, even I have also heard this term first time, Master Bread Death, Master Mahakal. This Baba wants us to bring about that destruction. And Baba has told in so many Murlis that destruction is going to come when you are going to become complete. So when we are going to complete our Rushat, we are going to attain the complete state. The time is going to come faster to the going to come near to the destruction. So what Baba wants that you should become the destructor, not in the negative sense the destructor, because the future of the destruction, because destruction is always the basic basis for the new construction, and that's what Baba wants to bring about in this world, the new construction, the new world. And for that new world, destruction is required. So Baba wants us to bring that destruction. It's not just we are going to face the destruction, but Baba wants us to bring it closer. The time Baba wants us to bring the time closer to destruction, and that can be done when we will be completing our stage, when we are going to become that complete soul conscious stage. Like sometimes Baba also says in Murli that are you going to be ready when time is coming, or you are going to bring that time near by completing yourself. So I think that's what Baba wants to say here, that you need to bring the time closer to destruction, which means you need to become master bread death. This is a very unique term. I mean, I have heard this so many times, bread death. But like Baba always adding his title to all children's, Master Sarvashaktiman, Master, whatever different terms. This is first time I heard Baba is saying, you need to become the master bread death, Master Mahakal. So I think that's what Baba is saying. uh, Complete your stage and time will automatically come closer and you will become the greatest yourself. That's what I understood. I was able to make it. Thank you. I'm Shanti.
Yes, I totally, brother, just to add to what she said, that one point, why did I get this kind of a Tandava feeling, at the end of Murli, you read the sentence, to those who face the fearsome form with the stage of being a master great death. That was the thing which trickled me, because still now Baba has always said he is Mahakal. He is the one who's going to signal. And I remember all those teasers Baba used to give in those Padramanis. Tayar hai, elements are tayar. Shall I call the date? Tomorrow? After 1 year? Those kind of teasers Baba used to give and all. But now when the sister was sharing, I just remember, yes, it is he wants us to bring about the destruction. Because if you know the story of Mahakal, it is when Shiva could not tolerate the way Sati was being treated, he gets up from this and he does the Tandava. When Shiva does the Tandava, the whole cosmos, all the gods, everything would just come down and silence them. So I also feel now I have to do the Tandava. What is the Tandava of really accumulating all my energies, killing all the vices, sitting on the throne, and then saying, I am Shiva, I am Mahakal. I don't know, when you read that, what was the force you read, it trickled in me. It as if I have to start my Tandava dance for destruction. Like now, Baba, destruction, not destroying people, not telling calamities, please come attack. That so many things, mere andar jo destruction hai. So mere hi main khud ka Mahakal banna hai. I think that is like a volcanic yoga to me.
Exactly. Destruction of the vices inside, which bring about the transformation into the entire world. Because like yesterday Baba says, self transformation is the basic of, that's what our slogan is the basic of world transformation. So destruction of the vices inside will bring about the destruction in whole world on a mass level, and that destruction is going to be the first step of the new construction. That's what Baba always used to say. So I think that was the contest. What Baba was saying, become a master bread death. I like that concept, that term, master bread death. That's very interesting and unique term. Anyway, thank you so much for the time.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti. So Am I audible?
Yes.
So in today's Murli, Baba in the title gives mentions about the power to pack up. And towards the end of the Murli, Baba says mentions about the power of cooperation. So if we see the flow of the Murlis in the past few days, Baba has been mentioning the power of transformation again and again. So Baba has this unique way of teaching transformation that has to be brought about within the self. Journey begins with the self. Murli, Baba is speaking about a big change, a big transformation that is going to change the yug. So it is at a macro level, at a very, very unlimited level. All the elements will change. Everything has to shift from Tamo Pradhan to Sato Pradhan. And what is it that Baba wants us? The power to pack up. And in a Murli few days back, Baba had mentioned to become always ever ready. You need the power to pack up plus the power to and what to face. That has to begin at the micro level, at the most smallest level, and that is the smallest unit of transformation is thoughts. Second, vibrations. These are the micro levels of transformation that the soul has to work upon. When each of us takes up this duty to bring about a shift, to even finish the minutest trace of vices and become completely viceless, then we can be said to be connected to that ever pure, the purifier, the fire that purifies everything. And this is the cooperation that Baba needs from us to be so alert, to micromanage our internal every second, every thought. Is it according to Srimad? And in yesterday's Murli, Baba used the word second so many times. So many times. It has to be that subtle level. Only when that inner destruction is near completion, outside everything will start shifting. We only have to take the responsibility of our own self, nothing and nobody. And this is the cooperation that will shift the iron aged mountain. So if we emerge one power, all the other powers automatically come with it. So in different Murlis, Baba is mentioning different powers. But if we see, even if one power we work upon, the others automatically come with it. That is the beauty of the virtues and the powers. Thank you, Baba.
Vinod Bhai?
Yes, sister.
Yeah, I just wanted one request for you because I just agree with that sister. I don't know one thing where Baba has mentioned in the thing, every finger is needed. It is not one eye, the soul alone have to do. So like, to make it a entertaining thought, it should be a group dance. It should be a total group dance of all Baba's children. Just see, like Baba's army, we all like Shiv Tandavas and Shiv Shaktis. We are awakening, invoking the souls. But for that, one silent thought is, I love that word always. And this is one of the things which I always liked in Sikhism, Akal Takht. I love this word, Akal Takht. It's such a profound word, and to know that Akal Takht is within us. But I'm in this body. I'm not really able to realize that, what to say, that kind of Shakti in me. Okay, viceless, everything and all. Can you just give some more recipes, like how really that Akal Takht I absorb in my full system, every nerve, every body, so that I can really become a great Mahakal?
Any Purusharth that we sorry,
Yes.
please continue.
Thanks for the question, sister. These questions actually provoke us to think something more productive and on the lines of Murli. What I indeed feel is that there is a very, very strong connection between the mind and the body. You know, the, there are certain systems in the body that are going to heavily change and make us feel that we are out of synchrony or harmony with ourselves. You know, suddenly when a person gets angry, you if one takes time to see the rate at which the person is breathing or how the person is breathing or how his facial expression is changing, you would find that the change is quantum more. Even with our own self now, all if everybody would like to experiment, just sit upright and observe your breathing or the amount of opening of your eyes. These are very, very subtle things that one can experience. The rate at which your heart is beating or the pressure at which the blood is flowing. These are very, very subtle things that nobody can actually ever concentrate. Though that these words that I'm saying might refer to the body again, but on a mightier picture, what I understand, Baba wants to again make this instrument also healthy, right? Baba also wants to make these body as the golden aged body, free of diseases, free of things. So when and these are all being regulated at the level of thought thinking. So once we start correcting our thoughts when we are doing on daily basis or when we are in interaction with people and these finer aspects of autonomic function, the respiration, the breathing, the blood pressure, the cardiovascular, all these things are changing, we would find that there is harmony, disharmony, harmony, disharmony, synchrony, dysynchrony. So once we are able to perfectly harmonize the mind and the body, we can feel a stage and the soul will dance. And once we are able to maintain that stage for a very long time, that's when the transformation starts occurring within us. And we are in that soul consciousness, that thought consciousness, and each of our brothers and sisters of the Brahmin clan are able to attain that stage. And that's when we will all enjoy regeneration. And and I think music and dance are the best forms to express that stage, that creativity that would pop out with such a stage. And as Sister mentions, and as Baba also mentions, that stage needs to be attained by each one of us, and let that stage prevail in the entire atmosphere, in the nature, and enjoy and make that Satyug visible to everyone. This is my thought process, and Gurpreet sister was in line as well. Gurpreet sister, please.
Thank you,
Okay,
brother.
thank you, brother. You set the rhythm and tone. I'm really.
Yes, there's a deep, deep connection between the physiology and the psychology, the deep connection between the matter and the soul. It is really, really a very good recipe you mentioned. And the word that came in my mind when sister asked for this recipe, like in yesterday's Murli also, the power of transformation. Like I was asking to myself, a situation had come, quite a challenging situation, and it took me 2 to 3 minutes to transform my thoughts, my attitude. So then the question came, how can it shift to 1 second? Then the answer that came was, you are attached over here. You are attached to a desire that this thing should be like this person should interact like this. So there is an attachment to the expectations. This attachment is it that pulls us down. Why the root of all vices is attachment. And as yesterday's Sakar Murli in Dharana, first point it was, देह से न्यारे होने का अभ्यास practice करनी है. Practice detachment from this body. This is the root, this is the recipe to attain everything in this journey. Just become detached. I am a soul. I am a soul. And in today's Murli also, Baba has given the blessing of become bodiless, a Shariri Bhava. That is detachment. As we train the psychology to be detached, automatically the physiology will also respond in harmony. Thank you, Baba.
Can I add one more point if we have 2 minutes?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Yes, that was very nicely said, sister. And I think we shared this in earlier as well, because we are now considering things in a deeper way. We are understanding things in a subtle way, or we can say we are comparing or researching things on a scientific way. But Baba is obviously his almighty authority. He knows everything in detail in advance all the time. That is why the only basic uh, thing which I think which bring about this recipe into practicality is only and only need to follow the routine that Baba has given, right from the Amrit Vela till the night, till the sleeping time. Because each and everything gets automatically covered in a morning Amrit Vela, one after that 2 hours of self-study, after that Murli, because every day we get 2 points of dharana in Murli that we need to inculcate into the practical life for entire day. That is why our Murli time is at that early in the early morning, so we can use it. We can try it or practice it in the whole day. Then traffic control, evening. So only basic dinacharya. If we only follow that, every recipe of becoming complete will automatically come into the practical form. I think that's the crux, or that is the basic recipe of all recipes. So we need to follow that. Because Baba knows everything. So he just created our routine in such a way that we do not need to do anything extra. We follow these recipes. I think that also we can consider as important. That can also be done to attain this stage. Thank you. Yes, I'm done. Thank you so much.
Yes, yes, sister.
Okay, I was not able to hear. That's why I said.
Yes, yeah. Thank you for sharing. This is a very wonderful topic that all pull up and put our ideas together for a great time. So the take-home word for the day was Kal. Overall, so let's observe the time, observe our own. Just the interest of Kal, I can have a meditation song.
I'm sorry, it's only me who's not able to hear, or others are also facing the problem. I'm sorry to
Yeah,
interrupt.
there is a challenge, Vinod bhai. We are unable to hear you.
Okay, sorry, I thought it's only me.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
now it's okay. Yeah.
okay. So it is such a feeling that I'm feeling more relaxed as I could speak to everyone. So my earphone hanged down to a distance that we could not hear. I'm really happy that we all could gather our thoughts and share our views. So, sister, we would probably should end the time today for this session, and we can have a meditation song and end the day with this. And we'll again meet probably tomorrow. And now that I'm free, I shall join the group again very constantly. Om Shanti.
Shall we play the song, brother?
Yes, sister.
जीवन की राहों में तुमसे उजेरा प्रेम का प्रकाश मेरे प्राणों में बिखेरा आंचल में भर के कहा लाल मेरा आंचल में भर के कहा लाल मेरा धन्यवाद तेरा प्रभु धन्यवाद तेरा धन्यवाद तेरा प्रभु धन्यवाद तेरा धन्यवाद 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 तेरा धन्यवाद 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 तेरा। ज्ञान तो बहुत था पर खुद से अनजान थे आत्मज्ञान पाके हुए दूर देह भान से ज्ञान तो बहुत था पर खुद से अनजान थे आत्मज्ञान पाके हुए दूर देह भान से सद्गुणों से कर दिया है श्रृंगार मेरा धन्यवाद तेरा प्रभु धन्यवाद तेरा धन्यवाद तेरा प्रभु धन्यवाद तेरा। सत्यता की शक्ति से हम तो निडर हो गए पवित्रता का बल मिला हम तो अमर हो गए पग पग पर देते हो प्रभु साथ मेरा धन्यवाद तेरा प्रभु धन्यवाद तेरा धन्यवाद तेरा प्रभु धन्यवाद तेरा। मीत मेरे तुमसे ही पाई प्रभु प्रीत है तेरी उदारता का अधरों पे गीत है मीत मेरे तुमसे ही पाई प्रभु प्रीत है तेरी उदारता का अधरों पे गीत है सांसों के सरगम से आभार तेरा धन्यवाद तेरा प्रभु धन्यवाद तेरा धन्यवाद तेरा प्रभु धन्यवाद तेरा धन्यवाद धन्यवाद धन्यवाद
Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Vinod Bhai. Thank you, Divine Family. We meet tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Om Shanti.